the Pride Macarena too, as you can see here. Absolute disgrace. Well, this week, Essex Police even threw a Pride in Our Kids event at their HQ. Again, on your tuppence. Resplendent with a drag queen, of course, which isn't at all creepy, is it? All the while, only 6% of burglaries get solved in Blighty. 30,000 muggings went unsolved last year alone. Meanwhile, cops have recorded over 120,000 non-crime hate incidents, such as people getting offended over being misgendered or using the wrong pronouns. Well, it's good to see they've got their priorities in order, isn't it? So tonight, we wanted to ask, is it time we kick this PC pride nonsense out of the force? Well, let's go to the panel. So what do you reckon? Let's start with you, Benjamin. I just get sick of it every year. It almost feels like pride is compulsory now. Yeah. If you're against it, you're an immediate homophobe. But isn't the issue is that at its heart, pride is a political movement?
It is a political movement, and no political movement has any place within the police. The police should be impartial. They should be seen as being a force which is there to govern and to protect, not going out and virtue signalling about social issues. It's not their place. Those police officers can do it in their private time if they want to, but not in uniform. Frankly, I think it's a disgrace and also a massive waste of taxpayer money.
Paul, surely it's good for inclusion and diversity.
I haven't got a great problem with it. I think it's being overdone, and that's from somebody who's on the liberal left. But I think sometimes it actually looks a little ridiculous. But the principle is fine. But if you overdo it, it actually alienates people. I think you've got to strike the right balance. Some forces do, some forces don't. But it's not a one-size-fits-all scenario. But
we were talking earlier, Benjamin, about the kind of cancer of identity politics, and it basically makes you take sides.
Yeah.
It's like if you don't like pride, then you're an outright transphobe. No, I'm not. I just don't want blokes in wigs dancing the YMCA. I'd rather you just crack skulls and nick people who are robbing my house.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got a job to do. They should be doing their job. But I think it also undermines their authority. When you see a police officer in full uniform twerking and blowing whistles at a parade, it doesn't exactly project an image of strength and maturity. It looks a bit silly. I just think, frankly, the police should focus on their jobs, because at the moment, they're not doing their actual job. They're just spending too much time on all these sideshows.
But one thing you have to bear in mind is, to a degree, it's countering the damage done by the sort of scandals that the Louise Casey report revealed. And also, you know, someone was arguing the case earlier on for arming more policemen. Well, let's not forget that both Wayne Couzens and David Carrick were members, you know, of the armed police brigade, you know, so to that extent we've got to be very careful. So I think trying to find that balance between, if you like, being a tolerant part of society and also being a efficient and competent police force is quite a tricky tightrope at the moment to walk. Public confidence isn't.
But at an operational level, though, I mean, if a police officer is favouring, say, I don't know, someone with ZM pronouns, or favouring, I mean, are they going to not taser a trans person if they're on a rampage? I just think it goes against the notion of policing without fear or favour, which used to be at the very heart of the constabulary, and now they've taken sides.
Absolutely. But also, there's now the idea that if you don't go along with it, you don't join in, you'll be sidelined within the force. So it's the coercion within. You know, when you have these political movements, it's if you don't take part, you're not part of the club.
OK, we've got it.
I think that's...
Martin, where do you get the idea that, you know, that if a trans person were behaving in a publicly threatening way, that they wouldn't be tasered? I don't see that would be the case.
Well, that's good for you. Let's